So thanks for the opportunity for me to be able to speak a few words about our community. But thanks also for letting me be a member of this church. I am so happy to be part of people that do give back. I see you all over the community. I see the gifts that you bring and the things you do for each other. And that's what makes us a community. Last night I attended 12 Angry Men, and what a production. And what a gift to give back to the community in the form of the arts. It doesn't matter how we do it, as long as we're giving back. And I work at the hospital, as many of you know, and we started a program there called Community Connections. I wear several hats, but I oversee that program as one of them. And what we do is connect people to each other, to services, to resources in the community. There are many, many resources in this community. We are truly blessed. Now, funding is difficult at this point for many of these places, but we work together. I know Ted struggles at the food bank because the food stamp reimbursement has been cut. A woman came in this week. She lives on $10,000 a year. Her food stamps have been cut $4 a month. Well, to us, that doesn't sound like a lot maybe, but to many, it's a huge amount. So just giving to the food bank is a really special way of helping. But there are many, many agencies looking for volunteers. I left some of the things out on the back table. There's a website called United Way, and if you go on there, they'll list all the areas in Caledonia County that are looking for volunteers. But we work in a holistic manner. We realize that the people of the community are what makes the hospital the hospital. It's not the hospital driving the community. And how do we meet the needs of our community? And so we listen carefully to what people want, what they need, and what they're suffering with and dealing with. And they come in our doors, no criteria. You can be male, female, upper income, lower income, doesn't matter to us. And there's no fee. So people come in, we offer them a cup of tea or coffee. Well, right away they're amazed. Where else do you go and someone offers you a cup of tea and doesn't charge you? It's like, wow, these people really care. And we do. I have a staff of 4. We talk with people and see what's going on. How can we help? The person with her food stamps cut, does she know where the food shelves are? Can she go to one community lunch a week that would save her some money? We are like knowledge brokers of the resources that are out there. And because we practice in a holistic way, we're looking at mind, body, and soul, which is pretty new. And in the last year, we've started asking people, do you have a spiritual connection, or do you need help with a spiritual connection? And I am amazed. 90% of the people will say, no, I don't have a spiritual connection, or I don't belong to a church, but it's something I've been wanting to do. So we say, okay, well, what are you thinking about? Have you been to church before? Do you have a special place you want to go? And they tell us, and we call the pastor of the church, and people are connected again. So it's been amazing to me. First, it was uncomfortable asking that question. I was like, ooh, it felt a little bit invasive to me. But once I started asking it and realized how much people want that connection, it's been amazing. As a young nurse in the emergency room, I used to ask, are you safe at home? And that was a shift. It was for domestic violence, and that was hard to ask. And now that's routinely asked at doctors' offices and all over the healthcare settings. But spiritual is new, and it's so amazing. This week I visited a young woman in a shelter. The poverty here is amazing, and what we're seeing for poverty is not, it could be anyone. It's people that are one paycheck away and they lose their job. And this woman and her husband, who's working but could no longer make the payments they needed because he's not earning a livable wage, is living temporarily at a shelter with 2 children in one motel room and no winter clothes. So we brought them some winter clothes, and I asked her, do you have a spiritual connection? She said, no, we moved here several years ago and we never got connected, and my children really want that. We were able to call, she had been a member of the Baptist church where she had lived and got her connected. She'll be there this Sunday. Another woman came in working with a group for substance abuse recovery. We asked her, she just broke down in tears and said, it's the one piece of my recovery that's missing. She's attending a church today. One of my staff made plans to be there so she wouldn't be alone. So giving back is not just material things, it's giving of ourselves, it's connecting people to what they need, mind, body, spirit. Sometimes people just need a companion. We run lots of workshops free of charge, healthy living, chronic pain, but people often need a friend to go with them, a support person. They're afraid, they've never been in a group setting before. Reach out and offer to be that support person. You'll get something out of it as much as they do. So, yes, we're blessed. Yes, we have a lot of resources. Yes, there's some gaps in service. Here, we're giving back to the offenders with the books. I'm so happy about that. I work with offenders day in and day out. Little things that make a difference in someone's life. And it doesn't need to cost money. It can be time. It can be something that we're no longer using. But it's that human connection that's missing. The idea of this being a compassionate community is a dream come true for me. When I first came here, I came to church because I've known Ted. He was the first person I met when I moved here. I worked at an agency. I came here to retire, by the way. And after 3 weeks, I was so bored. I was like, I have to do something. And I went to work at an agency to work with homeless people. And I met Ted, who took me to lunch to tell me how to be a real St. Johnsbury person and not eat quiche and hummus at one of the restaurants, but go to the Miss Lindenville and eat a turkey sandwich, a real turkey sandwich. And he was right, and I listened and I respected him, and I still do. He's an incredible person. And he taught me how to open my eyes, how to really find out what's going on, how to blend in, how to give back. And so, that's what I've tried to do. And I came here the first Sunday because Ted had asked me to come. I forget why, but I came and it was Mark's first Sunday preaching. And I thought, well, this is great because everyone will know Mark's new and no one will notice me. So it was a perfect Sunday to come. And from the minute I came in, I was so impressed at this congregation and the hellos and the welcoming and the spirit that goes on here. And as we spread that spirit outside of this church, because the church are the people, into the community and really become that community of compassion is how we're going to change things. There's a lot of people struggling. They don't smile. They've got the weight of the world on their shoulders. But that smile, that hello, that how are you today, you'll see people lighten up and change. Mark talked last week about going to the supermarket. It made me laugh because I always go through the line and say, hey, thanks a lot, are you having a good day, or do you get out soon? And they'll just start talking with you. They're so happy that someone said something. For so many people just go through like this. Any place we have a chance to interact, any age, children. I pick up my grandson after school and, oh my God, it's just so fun. They all come running out, right? And they're all saying hello. It's a blessing to be around children. Adolescents, I love adolescents because they'll tell you like it is. And there's no sweet talk, I've got 9 grandchildren, all ages. Our oldest just came back from Afghanistan. And I am so blessed to be around them, to hear what they're thinking about, what's going on in their life. I mean, it's like a different world. I said to them, you have to tell me what these things mean on Facebook, LOL, lots of love. There's a whole different vocabulary out there. They said, POS. I said, what's POS? They said, parent over shoulder. So expose yourself to people of all ages. We all learn from each other. These kids learn from me, I learn from them. And give back to the community as you're already doing. Make that one extra step each day to make someone's life a little better. And thank you so much for an opportunity to speak about this. and for being a member of this church. Thank you.